In today's video, we will be covering the basics of Python programming. As we know that Python is very popular these days, the reason behind that is Python is general purpose. I mean to say Python is general purpose, high level programming interpreted language. I'll explain the things like as it is general purpose, so it can be used for web development part, software development part, automation, data analysis, data science, machine learning, Internet of Things, game development, and further much more things. And as I have mentioned that it is high level interpreted language, it simply means that Python works on interpreter, means its code is going to execute directly line by line. And as we know that C, C++, Java, they are all based on the compiler itself, but it is an interpreted language. And Python these days is very easy to learn and use, and it's a great language if you want to start your programming career. So the syntax for Python is very simple. That's why it's easy to learn and straightforward as well as. So basically it makes easy to read and understand the things or your code perfectly. And Python is very popular also because it has wide range of libraries and framework that we can start and we can use to build powerful applications with. So if we want to start with Python, then first of all, we just need to download and install the Python interpreter. So for to simply go to the Google Chrome and we need to write download Python, any version that you want to specify. Python has different versions, like Python has earlier 1.0, 2.0 and 3.0. 2.0 has various versions, sub versions available 2.7.17, 2.7.3 and further much more. And currently in the series of Python 3.0, 3.11.3 is the latest version that we can work with. And there's also a huge difference in the version 2.0 and 3.0. That is, if you have your code that is based on Python 2.0, that is not going to work over the Python 3.0 platform, right? So there are it's complete rewrite version, we can say. So we will be working on the Python 3.0 version itself. So first of all, you need to write download Python. And here will be the very first site that you can see where we can find out the Python software. So as we can see that here's an option, download Python 3.11.3. So you simply need to click over this icon. To save the time, I have already downloaded Python on my screen. So I just simply need to go to my download section. Here's my download section, and now we need to install this particular part. As I have Python pre-installed on my system, so basically this is going to be the prompt that I can have. And no need to worry, as you are the beginner, so you can simply download the part, and you will be having the very first option, first window, that is going to prompt install button. So you need to simply click over that. But one thing that you need to remember, you'll be having this option, add Python to environment variable. So you need to simply click over, hit this icon, as it's going to help us if we want to run the Python programs using command prompt or CMD, we can say, then we can use that part. So basically after clicking over the install button, my installation has been successfully completed. So though let's first talk about how we can write Python programs and what interfaces can help us to write a well Python code. So basically talking about the very first option, we have various things like we have IDLEs, we have Python Win, PyCharm, Visual Code Text Editor, and Anaconda. We can use Anaconda, Jupyter Notebook, Spider, etc. So let's talk in detail. First option that we do have is IDLE. IDLE stands for Integrated Development Loop Environment. It is a cross-platform Python development environment which can be used as Python REPL software. We can say REPL as read, evaluate, print loop. That is, it's going to read your entire program, then it's going to analyze the program, and if there's a need to repeat your code or repeat the content, then it's going to put the things inside the loop, and then finally it's going to print your result over the screen. So we need not to download IDLE separately, as it's pre-installed IDE and it comes with Python software itself. So when we have installed Python, now we simply need to search IDLE over here. and it's going to show you the latest version that you are having on your system. And one more thing that I want to mention here, that if you are having two Python softwares installed on your system, one is like 3.5, 3.6, or one is 3.10, 3.11, whatever. So basically, depending upon the version, you'll be having the ideally according to that. I mean to say, if you are having two Python versions, then you'll be having the two ideallys available on your system. Fine. So here's the answer to the question, like we can have more than one Python software at one time on your laptop or on your system. So now we need to like click over this open, and your Python IDLE shell is going to open here. Fine. So here we can write our code, like for example, I'm having a variable as a and I'm assigning the value 2 here. Now I wish to display the content that is in a. So here I need to write the name only. But if I want to write a full-fledged Python program, what I should do? I should click over the file option, then click over new file. And here, this is the new file section where we can write the entire program. For example, if I want to, I want to add two numbers. So what I can do, I can choose a variable and I'm assigning 3 inside it. Let's take another variable as b here. B is equals to 2, c is equals to a plus b, and then print c. Here we use print. As in C, C++, we used to do printf. So here to print the content, we can use print statement. So now save the file, and what it's going to do, where your Python has been installed, it's going to navigate over there. So if you wish to save your files over this location, you can save your files here, and either we can make our folder destination location, and then we can simply save the files accordingly. Python files have the extension at .py, as HTML have HTML, C files used to have C, C++ used to have CPP. Similarly, Python has .py. But as we are working on Python IDLE, that is the IDE that comes with Python software itself. So here we need not to specify the extension here. What we can do, we can simply type the Python file name that we want to give. For example, I want to assign it as my first lecture. And it's always better, like you should not give any kind of space. If you want to give some space, then you can use underscore here. But better, it would be better if you don't specify any kind of space, right? Then click over save. Now, to run this file, we need to simply click over run module. Then your output is going to display. Similarly, we can run the Python programs using command prompts. For that, you need to simply search cmd over your run. Then we can write Python here. Right? So now we can see Python shell has been opened here, and we can simply write the Python programs or anything that we need to write over here, and your content is going to display in the same way. Okay? So basically, it's going to open only when you have clicked that particular icon, add Python to environment variable, when we have installed Python. So we have seen Python IDLE and Python like using CMD. Third part is PyCharm. It is an advanced IDE, and it has two versions. One is community version and one is professional version. The professional part is paid one and community is open source. So if you don't want to use IDLE, then you can start with community part. You can install the PyCharm. In the same manner, we have installed Python. So you can download PyCharm community version. Okay? And nowadays, VS Code is becoming very popular as it is an advanced text editor. So if you wish to run your Python programs using VS Code, so you can use for that here also. This is also what you need to download explicitly. And it's becoming very popular because it has various support for multiple programming language. Like you can run PHP code over there. We can run C, C++, Python, anything, HTML, etc. You can run everything on this. So you can install the extensions depending upon your requirements, and you can start using that particular thing. And one thing that is that has Python support is Anaconda, Jupyter Notebook, or either Spider if you want to use. For that, if you wish to download entire package, then you can download the Anaconda part. But if you don't have such system requirements, or maybe your system is quite slow and have not sufficient memory, then you can simply download the Jupyter part, and we can download it is using CMD. So here we need to write pip install Jupyter. Basically, pip stands for Python installer package. So basically, to download all the packages depending upon Python, we use pip. Right? So hit enter now. The download will get start depending upon your internet connection or internet speed. Once your Jupyter has been installed or has been downloaded, then you can hit the command as Jupyter Notebook and hit enter. It's going to take some time, and it's going to open the Jupyter Notebook inside the browser that is your default browser. So here I'm using Microsoft Edge, my default browser. So it's going to open the things in the same. So now click over new, then Python 3, and now we can see the Python file or Python shell has been opened here. This one-liner shell is working as complete shell. So you need to write your entire program here. And now simply you can, if you wish to display the content that is in A, you can simply you can simply write the name here. Then click over run, and output is going to display right after the shell. So these were the things like how we can run Python program. So we have covered up the things like how to download the Python, how to install Python. Then we have looked the interfaces, like we can run the Python programs using IDLE, PyCharm, VS Code, or Anaconda, then Jupyter Notebook. So hope you like the video. Thank you.